Alrighty, we are back, and today I will be trying to finish Shimousa. I know nobody is here, but welcome if you are watching the VOD. And I suppose let us begin. We are only a few chapters away from completing. In the previous session of Fate Grand Order, I was able to defeat Shiro on top the castle of Onri Edo. So, I suppose we'll see what happens next. It seems we are in a battle against a saber with Musashi. And I'm pretty sure I know what this fight is, given that I have completed Shimousa before on the Japanese version a long time ago. Back when it came out originally in the Japanese version. And I do remember there being a fairly hype fight near the end. And I'm assuming this is likely the fight. So let's see, shall we? Youch. Youch. It's so hot. Why is the castle on fire? Yeah. Whoa, really? Hey, you're right. The air's normal again. Well, except for all the heat. Should have expected Lord Muramasa'd swoop in the last moment and take all the glory. I'd have liked to be the one to finish the sorcerer off myself, but the important thing is that he's gone. Very true. Now, we'd better get out of here, on the double. Yeah, why'd everything have to be on fire? I bet the sorcerer must have known the jig was up and decided to go out with a bang or something. Anyway, we need to hurry. Come on, let's, huh? Is there someone on the other side of the fire? Indeed there is. My apologies, but you cannot use these stairs. Not as long as I am here. You. I could have taken that boy's head clean off just now, but I chose not to. The Lord Sorcerer only asked me to kill Shinmen Musashi. He said nothing about that boy. Get out of here, Priam. Don't worry about me, just go. Musashi. I can't believe I've met two exceptional swordsmen on the same day. The samurai's skill is truly godly. He's at least 7 times stronger than me. Oh, several times. It's like 7 is a very specific number, but several. Like his fucking smug grin. On the other side of the burning flames, the lone swordsman flashed a breezy smile. You know what he looks like. You know his name. This man pursued a single skill to utter perfection. A man who could cut a flying swallow several times in a single stroke. The wielder of a fearsome ultimate technique. A man later generations are not certain even ever existed. His name is Sasaki Kojiro. I don't know who you are or where you came from, but it looks like you've got some business with me. You sure you want to do this, amid this blaze? If we don't get out of here soon, we're both goners. Indeed, I don't want to throw my life away. I am well aware of the situation. Once I have finished with you, I will quit this place and retire to safety. Beautiful though you may be, I do not intend to perish with you here. Prepare yourself, Lady Musashi. I can't change your mind about this. We don't have any reason to kill each other, do we? No, we don't. I do have a debt to repay the sorcerer, but at this point, I believe a simple offering will suffice. There's but one reason for us to fight. We two skilled swordsmen have come face to face. Or like swordsmen, like Pokemon trainers? You're right, I take it back. We have all the reason in the world. We may never have met before, but I know your name. Looks like my destiny has finally caught up with me. Now the only thing left to do is put everything I have into this fight. Thanks for waiting for me, Sasaki Kojiro. I see. So that is my name. Well then, permit me to formally introduce myself. I am the true Sasaki Kojiro. I am the only swordsman who can wield the laundry drying pole. My apologies. If it is Gan Ryu you desire, it is not to be so today. So is he actually the true Sasaki Kojiro in this situation? Because I know in Fate Stay Night, it was kind of vague in the sense that it wasn't necessarily the true Sasaki, just a guy who kind of was associated with him. But let's assume that the name comes later, that you are Kojiro is what matters. Agreed. It matters not who you are, or whether you are male or female. As long as you fight with Nitten Ichiru, you are worth defeating. Nitten. The path I have traveled has been a solitary one. As a swordsman, that has been my way of life. I have drifted through the rift of history, like a phantom, focused solely on perfecting my swallow reversal. But now, you are here, Musashi. A beautiful flower blooming before my eyes. It does not matter where, it does not matter when. The duel itself may be void of meaning or purpose. None of that matters to the two warriors. That is what your intuition tells you. After all, once those two meet. Once Musashi finally encounters Kojiro, there is only one possible outcome. Alright, I couldn't have said it better myself. The time has come. Neither heroic spirits nor sword masters. We are but two creatures that live and die by the sword. It is through this, through history's greatest duel, that we will prove who we are. This shall be the ultimate duel. I mean, I do like this sort of the trope where basically, you know, like the bad guy lost, but there's like that one swordsman who has to fulfill what he's supposed to do. Or not necessarily a swordsman, but the last warrior who has to fulfill his purpose no matter what. So this is kind of cool. Especially as a classic Fate Stay Night fan. I mean, Fate Stay Night is what's got me into Fate, so it's cool to see the legendary battle. If only it could be animated, but let us do it. The last battle. Now, I mean, realistically, this should be like, we can't mess up the difficulty in a sense because, I mean, you're given a servant and it's one servant and you can't change anything, so unless I massively fuck this up somehow, I'm pretty sure I just win. Actually, it's been a while since I played Fate Grand Order. I don't know if Sasaki's like Noble Phantasm goes through immunity. I assume it only goes through evasion, because like nothing about the original Noble Phantasm would go through immunity. Like for example, Avalon protect against the attack. It's just that you can't dodge it unless the sword is like cracked or whatever. I can't help but feel like this fight would be so perfect animated. Especially by Cloverworks, which were the ones who did Babylon, I think. I mean, of course there's... oh shit, I'm actually pretty low. I don't want to use my immunity until he does his Noble Phantasm. Hopefully I don't die here, because that'd be embarrassing. Yeah, I mean, everyone would think Ufotable. I've never said their name in real life, but Ufotable would be the best, but... I might have fucked it up. Maybe I was supposed to get my Noble Phantasm. I suppose we'll see. I guess, how much does this give me? 20%? Yeah, I'll get it next turn. Assuming I don't get one shot here. But yeah, I mean, Cloverworks like did some really great fights. Like I think, honestly, for those that watched played Babylon, they probably never expected the Leonidas or Ushi scene against Gorgon to be so cool. But they like elevated it to be awesome. I mean, of course, they like near the end they kind of did some iffy decisions regarding like the final fight. Like I don't think the King Assassin moment was as cool in the anime, but overall I think they really know how to do fight scenes well. I mean, so does Ufotable though, but he should be dead here, I think. Or at least with the other cards as well. Maybe not. I think I just wiped. Oh god. No. Okay, I'll withdraw simply because I'm not going to waste command spells or a quartz to do that. And I think I fucked it up. I'm not sure what I fucked up though. I mean, maybe I just use a different mystic code. Yeah, I mean, I'll just go the classic. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be hard, so me losing that was kind of embarrassing. Luckily, nobody's here to laugh at me. Alright. Nameless Saber, Sasaki Kojo. I know. Kind of sucks that Sasaki's never gotten a alternate version of him. Like an actual summable version. Because that'd be cool. So let's just, I mean, what do I do differently? What am I supposed to do differently? I mean, I think just... Oh, I should have reordered that, but... Maybe I should focus on getting my MP, because I won't have the gen this time. She has one arts card, though. I'm not even sure, like, what would be the optimal MP gen. Would it be arts last? Probably. Actually, she has lots of attacks, actually. I think it's probably first is the best. Damn it. I do oh, I can't even do evasion because he has a fucking immunity. Or not immunity, but sure hit on him. Okay, so here's where I use my... Actually, I'm gonna heal. Invasion. And the attack buff. And let's do my Noble Phantasm. I'm pretty sure I should win this time, because as long as he doesn't get sure hit next time, it's over. Or he might just die here. I just got lucky with the crits, or maybe the attack buff was the decider. As their blades clashed, their power and technique seemed evenly matched. No, not only that. Their skills had now surpassed everything. Time, space, existence, essence. Each was the other's perfect mirror image. One, the Zero Sword, attempting to surpass Musashi's peerless one. or Munasai's previous one, the culmination of a life spent pursuing a single answer. Faced with untold options, it carefully evaluates, crushes, and discards each of them. A finite skill, or a finite skill, that only arrives at a single, correct answer. A blade that shaves existence down to a single possibility, the ultimate extreme, remaining only as something. That is Musashi Zero, a sword designed to bring about an inescapable end, even against gods or the Buddha. The other, a sword that becomes one with endlessness, a path that accepts countless possibilities. Ordinarily given the limits of time and space, only a single slash can be made at any given moment. His sword accepts that, and at the same time creates many other answers, a sword of infinity. A strike that pushes his existence to the ultimate transparency, only to still have something to hold on to. That is Kojiro's Swallow Reversal, a sword designed to create a future that not even gods nor the Buddha could evade. Unless you're Saber. The realm of the infinite, or alternatively, the realm of nothingness. Here, there is no time, no space, no fate, no good, and no evil. It is devoid of thought or feeling, a place only those who have achieved true mastery with their blades can reach. Or, alternatively, it is a dream, a vision of hell that all villains see before they die. Musashi! Kojiro! Who will win? I think it's obvious, but... Their swords cross but for a moment, yet in that moment, infinite possibilities play out. How long will they stay here, alone, attempting to kill each other? Their duel seems as though it will continue forever, with no end in sight. This is not a world. It is neither a chronicle theoretical phenomenon, nor a pruning theoretical phenomenon. It is something beyond even the rift of reality and dreams. An impossible domain where infinity and zero clash endlessly. And yet, there is another one here who observes them. That's me. You. Oh, me? You bear witness to their duel. You will see how this miraculous, once-in-a-lifetime battle ends. In this clash between fighters, there can only be one victor. So who will you watch? Who is the swordsman you will stand beside as they bask in their victory? Who will it be? Who is it you hold in your gaze? For a moment I thought it'd give me the option, and that'd be kind of almost like spitting in Musashi's face, considering she's been your partner throughout this entire story. Then it is decided. As you watch over them, in this instant, the Zero Sword shall defeat the Infinite Sword. Rah! That was cool. Tell them. Though their encounter was like fate itself, tell them it is time to say goodbye. It's over. The winner, Shinmen Musashi Harunobu. Ah, what a wonderfully fulfilling time that was. I hope you feel the same, Shinmen Musashi Harunobu. Now that I have finally experienced this, I think I will go on ahead. Or perhaps I will disappear into a rift that shall never see the light of the day, and be done with it. Although, the chronicle theoretical phenomenon, was it? If there is someone in the throne of heroes, even just one man who resembles me, I wish I could share this experience with him. So he is the real Sasaki Kojiro, right? And then the one on the Throne of Heroes is the fake one. They look the exact same though, I guess. Farewell, Musashi. You were indeed the most heavenly flower I have ever known. Musashi! Oh, I must have lost consciousness. So I guess this means that swordsman is gone. It's okay. You don't have to say anything. I know he's gone. If he was still alive, he'd be here smiling as he watched me sleep. So that's what Sasaki Kojiro is like as a swordsman, huh? Looks like the flames are getting pretty close. Priam. Thank you. You inspired me to try fighting for what was right. But in the end, it looks like I'm gonna die by the sword. I guess, yeah, that does sound like me. Since when have you been one to just give up? I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't know what I was thinking. Fighting a duel in a castle going up in flames. Now here I am without the strength to run away. What a fool I am. You know, just this morning, when I was looking up at the sky, I decided I'd accept whatever happened to me. I thought, if it helped me reach the void, zero, I would try doing something I usually don't. Even if I embarrassed myself and people pointed and laughed at me, I'd give it my all, and see where it led. Of course, I didn't think everything would go so perfectly overnight, or that someone would be here with me through it all. I never thought things would turn out like this. I guess you've been watching over me right to the end now, huh? So, this is the least I can do to pay you back. Yeah. Musashi. Or did she? Farewell. Thank you, Priam. I'm dying. I'm gonna fall to my death. I'm sure Kotaro will catch me, eh? Yeah. Lord Priam, why did you jump off the keep? Thank goodness I just barely caught you. If I hadn't been here... Musashi's still in there. Exclamation question mark? Musashi. I know Musashi doesn't die. You'll be okay, right? I'm sure Kotaro or Grandpa Muramasa will catch you. I like how they added that line just so you would know that she didn't, like, just try to kill you there. I guess this is the end of my journey. I reached zero. I finally managed to achieve what I've been working for all my life. And since I found it, that's it. Now that I've reached the zero state, there's nothing left for me to do. Besides, my own world is long gone. This has all been a wonderful yet fragile dream. I have no regrets. Well, maybe I don't love that I'm going out watching a fire. I guess I'm even greedier than I thought. If I had my choice, I'd want the last thing I ever see to be the big, beautiful blue sky. I mean, I know Musashi can't die because she's in the first chapter of part 2. Alright, let's finish it. But before I start the next mission, I am just going to be right back so I can get a drink. So I know nobody is watching, but in case you're watching the VOD, feel free to skip ahead when I get back. Be right back. Alright, I am back. Let's finish this, shall we? Sounds like a hawk is crying somewhere in the distance. Is this the real Musashi? Or not the real one, I suppose. Male one. Distinguished Elder, surely it is too soon for you to coop yourself up here in Regando. I see you are fairly withered, but you cannot be older than 60 at most. Seems my destiny has finally arrived. You're late. I am very sorry, but I'm glad to see I'm not too late. You're well past too late. I can feel death reaching out for me even now. It's reached the point where I am thinking about my mother. Thinking back on your mother? You're a deal more soft-hearted than I had thought, Lord Shinmen Musashi. You watch your mouth. At any rate, it's good of you to finally come. I've been awaiting you for so long. I never thought you would be the one to keep me waiting. Unfortunately, I'm afraid I cannot rid myself of my regrets. Look, these hands of mine can no longer hold two swords. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. Please, forgive me. There's nothing to forgive. Please hold your head high, distinguished elder. I must say, you have chosen a wonderful hermitage. I don't know how to say that word. It's completely cut off from all the outside world's din. Were I to live a long life and grow old in peace, I believe I would choose just a place as this little shrine for my last days. It is so quiet and peaceful. There's no hustle and bustle of the town to be heard, only the slow passage of time. So you have reached a state quite unlike the one I attained. So I assume this is a conversation between our Musashi and Sasaki Kojo, essentially. Different Sasaki. Of all the things I thought you might say, praising my final resting place certainly wasn't one of them. You are terrible at giving compliments. Here, there's no time, no space, no fate, no good, and no evil. Iori's all grown up. He's carrying on for Mikunosuke admirably. I think he was a chief retainer for the Daimyo, last I heard. I am going to die. That is why I've been waiting for you, my destiny. I must say, though, I've never seen such a handsome swordsman before. I feel like this is going somewhere else. I mean, considering they're destined to be with each other or fight each other, you could definitely ship it. I could see it happening. You look like a cool summer breeze made flesh and blood. Your swordsmanship must be beautiful to behold, my destiny. Beautiful, you say? You are my superior in the art of giving compliments by far. I am but a simple eccentric. All I ever did was hide away in the mountains and spend my days by swinging my sword. I may be an eccentric swordsman, but I am a far cry from a swordmaster like you. Swordmaster, eh? Is that what some people call me? Now that you mention it, I suppose I ran into a few of them myself at some point. Still, master is quite an exaggeration. I am nothing more than a washed-up old man. Exaggeration? You are the Shinmen Musashi. You will certainly leave behind more than enough legends to earn the title of master. Miyamoto Musashi, Shinmen Musashi. There's not a swordsman alive who does not yearn to be you, and I have no doubt there will be many more to follow your footsteps. You will become a legend, if I am sure of that much, if nothing else. A legend, eh? I'm just an old man. I was wild and crazy in my youth, but in my old age I tried to act a little wiser. But as you can see, in the end I'm just a shriveled up old man, dying all alone. Still, I suppose there were one or two people who reached out to me. There was the old monk who never met a lecture he didn't like. Oh, and a young man and woman who followed me around sometimes. I wonder who those people are supposed to be. I don't remember, rather, I don't know much about Musashi and his, story. Those people are why he's still alive today. No one can survive all on their own, after all. Of course, by the time I realized that, I was already all alone. At any rate, that's all I had to say. Sorry to subject you to an old man's grumbling. I believe you were slightly off the mark there, distinguished elder. As you said, you raised Miyamoto Yori to be a fine young man, and you are leaving behind the Nitten Ichuru as your legacy. You may be alone here in Reigando now, but stories of your life will continue to spread well after your death. Now that I have finally experienced this, I think I'll go on ahead. All I have is my body and my techniques. Once I die, they'll both be as dust in the wind. Stop that. Now you're the one sounding like an old man. I don't want to see you looking so forlorn. You give yourself far too little credit. You're a refined swordsman. You're the embodiment of the wind and are more than worthy of being called my rival. Our duel was not to be in this life, but perhaps someday, in a different time and place. Ah, if only this were hell. Then I could devour Oni flesh, stand and take up my blades. Worry not. There is no need to mourn our unrealized duel. What? I did duel Musashi, only moments ago. I saw for myself what Niten Ichiru was capable of. Oh, I must have lost consciousness, but I guess this means that swordsman is gone? Shinmen Musashi did indeed appear before me and reach zero. I assure you, that is the truth. I see. Then I shall take your word for it. I see. So Musashi did reach the void and came to know zero. That is good to hear, Sasaki Kojiro. My destiny. Very good to hear indeed. Just what I needed to put my soul at peace. Farewell, Musashi. Farewell, Shinmen Musashi no Kami, Fujiwara no Harunobu. Farewell, my greatest rivals. I'm grateful we had the chance to meet, even as we were never meant to. I think the Sasaki and Musashi thing just like really shows like what I like about the Nazuverse, where essentially it's like just two swordsmen dueling, right? But it's fluffed up so much where, you know, Musashi represents infinity and or zero rather, and well, the infinite possibilities, and Sasaki represents nothingness, and it's like sort of clash between that, and it's like it's just two swordsmen fighting each other, but the extra layer of all this like sort of conceptual talk about their battle and their techniques and whatnot just elevates it. I mean, Nazuverse does this all the time with the Noble Phantasms, where it sort of takes like a concept about a character and makes it something, and it's quite cool. That's one of my favorite things about the Nazuverse. The magic itself is also like that in a sense, where you have like this like weird theorized conceptual magic that doesn't make much sense at like just looking at it, but like when it explains in depth, it's cool. I'm looking up at the sky, even though I have no longer have eyes to look or a head to think. I wonder how this is possible. I can feel it. The kind of big blue sky I love is right there above me. There, I see it. It's beautiful, so nice. Oh wait, is it beautiful or just nice? Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm feeling really good right now, so I'm just gonna go with beautiful. The sunlight, the breeze, it's all perfect. Makes me want to spill everything I've been keeping to myself. Like, yeah. Like what happened when I first came here to Shimousa. When those creatures first showed up after I met Onyue and Tasuke. If I'd been here all alone, if Onyue and Tasuke and you hadn't been there, I probably would have just run away. Heck, I might not have even stopped until I reached Ido or Ichigo. Or Echigo. That's me. I'm Miyamoto Musashi, a woman who always loves wandering from place to place. I'm nothing like the good guys in fairy tales who always do what's right. If anything, I'm closer to being a miscreant or villain. Sure, if I see something unfair happen in front of me or a bunch of people about to get slaughtered, then I'm compelled to do something about it, but then scrambling to deal with the fallout after you get caught up in trouble, well, it's a lot different from fighting over and over like this. I've never done that before. I love my life, going wherever the wind takes me with nothing but Lady Cannon's protection. But you know, Priam, I didn't dislike the constant fighting I did with you in Shimousa. If anything, I really liked it. After all, you say we do this to survive, but it isn't that big of a deal. But when I fought alongside you, I I think I was a swordsman who really fought for what's right. Someone who stood up to those with power and helped those too weak to fight for themselves. I think it was your bravery that showed me the way. Without you, I'd never have made it through Shimousa. Ah, it was wonderful. I had so much fun. It was way better than lying down watching the sky go by. I never imagined I'd get to experience so many wonderful things all at once. Not to mention that in the end, I got to face off with my fated rival. A one-on-one duel with an incredible samurai, a fighter whose origin is the opposite of mine, whose sword contained infinite possibilities. I can't thank you enough, Priam. I finally encountered my destiny. It was here that I reached the void and obtained my Zero Sword. It's more than I could ever hope for. I only have 2 regrets. Yeah, just 2. First, I regret that I never got to eat lunch at Grandpa Muramasa's hermitage. Second, udon. Udon. In the end, I never got to try Shimousa's udon, not even once. Those things aside, everything else was perfect. I made it to the end. I gave it everything I had. I really pulled it off, Priam. I wish I could tell you how grateful I am, just one more time. From the bottom of my heart, I'm so glad I met you. Damn, Musashi, you're making me cry. I don't think I have you in North America version. If only I rolled for you. Thank you so much, Lord Priam. I'm sorry I can't repay your kindness in the way you deserve. Since the castle was destroyed, I'm afraid this is the only kind of place we can meet. On behalf of my father and the townspeople, you have my utmost gratitude. Yes, that's right. We will rebuild the castle later, after we've taken care of the town. It may never be quite like it was before, but I still want to bring the Toge castle back to a point where it could be considered a second Edo. Yes. I don't know if it'll make a good offering to those who lost their lives, but I hope to do my best all the same. I'll make sure it's done, even if I have to open all my coffers to do it. I can't do Tamamo. Like, I was gonna try to act Tamamo, but to me, her voice is too iconic. I don't know. I was originally planning on returning to Edo myself. I know how to clean up after a fire, so I should be able to help out. Of course, now that my establishment is ruined, I don't know where I can ply my trade. Then what about an emergency meal station? This area managed to escape relatively unscathed, but it's a disaster zone near the castle. What do you say? I'm sure the laborers and builders would be thrilled. What? I just finished babysitting. Don't you think it'd be better to ask someone with a little more muscle to help with things like that? Say, come to think of it, where is Musashi anyway? I haven't seen Muramasa since that night either. You know where they are now? I'm afraid not, Master. I'm the only one here with a sure connection to How do you pronounce this again? Chaldea? It's not Chaldea.
Chaldea.
Chaldea. I doubt Lord Muramasa's spirit origin will be registered. Oh. We just have to wait, 2 years. To borrow Lord Holmes' expression, this is the rift between dreams and reality. This world may indeed exist, but it also lies on the border between fantasy and illusion. I doubt that the events that took place here will have any effect on human history whatsoever. I suppose you could say that none of this will affect our world, but I still think it's better to say none of this can affect our world. So that means... Right. We'll never be able to set foot in the Shimousa again. You mean you're leaving, mister? Oni-chan? I thought we were coming to go back to Grandpa's hermitage with us. I don't think we can, Onoi. Really? No, what will we do then? Ikanaide. Grandpa's gone away, and are you and Kotaro are leaving too? Oni-chan? I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do about it, so I'm afraid I don't know what to say. I don't blame you for being surprised. I know this is all very sudden, but think about it like this. From now on, you two can choose where you want to go for yourselves. What the hell, Kotaro? They're children. Should we give them like Yohime? Yohime? If you like, you can stay here in town and ask the princess or Lady Otama for help whenever you need it. We've already talked to them and they agreed. Or you can go back to the Hermitage. I have no doubt that Lord Muramasa left you a nice nest egg. For my part, I would recommend the former first. Connections are important after all. I know you'll miss everyone. I'm sure Lord Muramasa wouldn't want to see you just so dispirited like this. So please, hold your head high. Okay. You're right. Grandpa always said he was going to go away someday, but I still miss him. I hope I can go to the laboratory by myself at night. Wow. Should we take him with us? But I'll deal with it. I have to. Because when I grow up, I want to be a samurai, just like Musashi. I'm gonna be a big and strong and beautiful, just like her. Gagagu. Goo. That sounds great, and Lord Tasuke certainly seems to approve. Plus, Lord Muramasa did say that traveling like Lady Musashi wasn't a bad idea. That's true, he did. I don't remember, but he did. Yup. Blue sky spread out above me. I looked out at the burned out remains of the Tokei Castle. Onriendo Castle collapsed and now only the wreckage of the old Tokei Castle remains. Neither the castle walls with the creepy heartbeat, nor the pillars were anywhere to be found. All the monster outbreaks were gone for good. Work on the castle's reconstruction had already begun. In fact, this area had now been filled with people coming in and going just a few moments ago. I helped out a little, but I don't think I'll be able to stick around to the end. In Chaldea's last transmission, they said the race shift should start in less than an hour. So, this is the last time I'll ever come here. I haven't heard anything about any victims being found in the wreckage. There were no survivors, nor were there any casualties. Everyone who was in the castle after the abnormality broke out has been deemed missing, along with everyone who went into the castle after it transformed. There was a breeze. A light, gentle breeze that seemed to leave as quickly as it arrived. Thinking I just heard something, I turned around. I see something glinting off in the distance. I desperately pour through the wreckage until all of a sudden, there it is. A katana tsuba, a blade guard. No, wait, this is what she had on her when... Musashi. Is this me narrating? Usually the protagonist doesn't. Or was it he narrating? Curse you, curse you, curse you, curse you! They're dead, dead, dead. Every blade I assembled here in Shimousa, all dead and gone. The 7 heroic spirit swords masters are finished. Shinmed Musashi and the master of Chaldea finished us all off. After all those screaming, anguished souls, after 5 knights, 1 human, and 1 puppet gave their lives and killed countless others, the world remains unchanged. Life's struggle, its thirst, it's so bright I can barely stand it. So this is what a fate worse than death feels like. Curse you. I won't be satisfied with just my entrails on a plate. I shall burn off all traces of reason and rob myself of sanity. Curse you. Who could laugh off an overwhelming loss like that? No, wait. Well done on your victory, humanity. What? His figure was that of a carnivorous beast, his voice like the ghost of an evil king. But the caster of Limbo was supposed to be dead. Wrong, wrong. Such a creature could never be the hollow vessel of a spirit origin, one of the 7 knights destined to save the world. No, this creature has consumed gods. Its purpose is to tear gods asunder, to make their flesh his own. He has taken in the dark god as his own personal son, and transformed the wicked god into his own magical energy. An ego that sprung forth driven by a powerful being, this demon's core brims with evil and malice. Man, I have to say, saying all of this, really taxing on the throat. Indeed, his true name is not Abe no Seme at all. It is Ashia Dolmen, a monk turned Onmyoji, said to be Abe no Seme's greatest enemy, who tried to overthrow the city government together with the Fujiwara no Akimitsu. An unabashed flower of evil, a vocarious carnivorous beast. Ah, people. Poor, scared people who have continually fended off dreadful things. You must not drop your guard. Fear the curtain of night. Tremble before the dark sun. The world is laden with the roots of evil. Ah, I am truly mortified, but I may have failed to materialize in Chaldea, but I believe I left behind some good sample data. And above all, I finally found lost history. A missing belt. Ooh. This is like the first sign of the lost belts. This Shimousa was always twisted. A pruning theoretical phenomenon, a destroyed world in an alternate timeline that managed to survive. No, that is not right. A parallel world, close, but not quite. This is something else. This Shimousa is part of human history without being part of human history. Wait, so is Shimousa a lost belt? It is another world observed by the god of a distant star. A world resembling a singularity and not one. What do you think, Lord Satan? Don't you find this fascinating? No, this was only supposed to be a temporary name, but it was just so ridiculous. I mean, Satan of all things, it was only supposed to be a joke. But then, the Lord Sorcerer seemed to take quite a liking to it. Nevertheless, I admit I took that joke too far. Please accept my heartfelt apology, my beloved. Lord. I wonder if, I assume this is revealed. Is it like Ninetales? Like Tamamo? I don't know. I actually don't know anything with Omen, but I would assume it's Tamamo because she called him, or he called him, her beloved, his beloved. No one must hear that name, so for the moment, I will not permit those terrible sounds to reach anyone's ears. For that name is a great curse upon the great world, or the entire world. My stream disconnect. Let me check. For the moment, I will not permit those terrible sounds to reach anyone's ears. Oh, wait, you can probably hear this. It looks like I'm still streaming. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks good. Check. Yep. Okay. It looked like it cut off for a moment. So let's begin and end finally. Welcome back, Senpai. I'm so glad you're safe and sound. You must be exhausted. It's good to be back, Mash. It's good to have you back too, Senpai. Kotaro got here ahead of you and he filled us in all the details we couldn't discuss during our transmission. Now we know that even though you've been asleep this whole time, you are still fighting to help others. And to help us. Arigato, Senpai. I can't wait to hear all about your adventures. Chaldea's library probably doesn't have any record of those events, but I'll be sure to make one myself. We still don't know the real identity of this Satan that heroic spirit sword masters mentioned, whether it was actually Satan or something else entirely. And above all, the things you experienced in your dreamland adventure are very valuable. Even a normal ray shift is a great feat in of itself, but projecting your consciousness in a pseudo-body through a dream, and then encountering a world crosser on top of that, it is one mind-blower after another. I'm going to thoroughly debrief you later, but make sure you're ready for that. But first, you should get plenty of rest. Your body may be technically been asleep, but your mind was fully active the entire time. So please take your time and rest up. There's no rush. I am kind of tired in real life too. Oh, I can't fucking do shooting voice. What's all the fuss about in here? Oh, you finally woke up. My, that's wonderful to hear, but Master, I'm a little worried. Don't you think you slept a bit too much? Didn't you hear? Master up and wandered off somewhere while he was dreaming. Oh my, it seems there's an irritating little fly buzzing around in here. Oh, dreadfully unpleasant. I heard Master finally woke up. Hey, move aside. Don't you know better than stand around blocking doorways? Oh, my apologies. I simply didn't notice. Teehee. Oh my god, I can't do all these voices. I'm just poking around my head, and since my tails are too big to fit. Hey, you're finally awake, Master. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but welcome back all the same, Anshin. I've been looking forward to hearing what you've been up to. I think we'd all like to hear that. Oh, I know, since we're all here, why don't we throw a little banquet to welcome Master back? Lots of alcohol. Stuff happens and you can't take it back. Yes, that sounds like a great idea. Maybe it does. I'm sorry, everyone, but Senpai really needs his rest. It's good to be back, everyone. I assume in Japanese it's just Tadaima. I see you've returned. I have nothing more to say. You fought a difficult battle in the rift and come home to Chaldea. I don't know who that is. Didn't that girl tell you numerous times you need rest? Oh yes, before you go to sleep, check your desk. It's Chaldea Calm's mystic code. I wonder if someone forgot it, or maybe Monte Cristo put it here on purpose. My head is so foggy I can't think of who it could be. I'm not sleepy at all, but my head still feels sluggish. How exactly am I supposed to rest up anyway? It feels like it would be weird to go back to sleep. Just as I was thinking that, the mystic code sprang to life. It's Musashi, isn't it? Gave off a quiet beep, then... Musashi? What's wrong? You look like you just seen a ghost. Just kidding. Sorry if that was in poor taste. Let me see. I think he called this a video recording. Remember that missionary you met in Toge Castletown? Well, someone who looks just like him told me to record this before I left on my journey. Well, to put it bluntly, I died. At least I thought I did, but the next time I woke up, there was this blue sky and some birds, and from there I crossed over to some new worlds and kept going on my journey. After several crossings, I arrived at Chaldea. Well, actually, just outside Chaldea. Is it Chaldea or Chaldea? It's Chaldea. I can't believe I keep fucking this up.
Chaldea.
Chaldea. It was freezing. Anyway, I ran to the missionary lookalike after that, and here we are. I tell you not to worry about me, but I guess that's kind of impossible, huh? Okay, remember that guy we talked to on your comms device thingy a while back? Holmes, the detective? He said I'm a heroic spirit who materialized here thanks to Chaldea's summoning spell. Basically, now that we've made a connection, my spirit origin got added as a heroic spirit after I died. So he said it's no surprise I can be summoned at Chaldea now. I think he also said that now I'm a servant, I've automatically forged a contract with you as my master. Oh, and he also said he found it strange that a what-if heroic spirit who ordinarily shouldn't exist could be summoned with a Chaldea summoning spell. Well, when it comes to money, anything can happen. And cute Musashi is going to be summerable. To be honest, I don't really understand any of this very well myself, but I think I'm probably not the same Musashi you fought alongside in Shimousa. I'm more like a shadow of that Musashi, so I may not be the person you know. But I'm still me, you know, a woman who loves to travel wherever the wind takes her. Anyway, I wish I could see you again. But by the time you watch this, I most likely won't be in Chaldea anymore. After all, it's a whole new world here and I want to explore. Plus, I have to try 21st century udon. I promise you this, if you ever need my help again, I'll move heaven and earth to find you. Especially since it looks like we've made a pretty strong bond now. Well, anyway, there you have it. See you again someday, Master. Wow. You get summoned and you don't even stay in my party. Just kidding. But, looks like we are finally done, Shimousa. Sorry. And I get a grail, I think. Yep, there we go. It's another interlude for Kotaro, and I guess it's time to finally start Salem. Though, I will probably not be starting it immediately. Uh-oh, what did I just click? Did I click Salem or something else? Anyways, I'm probably going to... I think this is Salem. Now, I'm getting quite tired, so I might just end it a bit early. Tomorrow, I most likely will not actually be playing Salem. I think I'll wait a bit before I start it. I will instead probably be playing something similar in a sense, Call of Cthulhu. Though it's like a half-finished playthrough. I'll be starting halfway through, but it could be fun to watch. Given that I will be likely very scared. I am not very good at horror games. At handling them, that is. But if you are watching the VOD, well, thank you for watching. Maybe leave a comment and subscribe. And I suppose we will end it here. Good night, everyone, and see you again tomorrow.